Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the 6th day of June, 2023. I hope you're safe and healthy today and that your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, and health is being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who every day are out here trying to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage for us, doing the dirty work to keep the places clean and disease-free. Those that do the humble work of making deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here doing the heroic work of trying to help rescue and deliver the children, the teenagers that are victims of child molestation, abuse, and pedophilia. The victims also of prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking, sex slavery, pornography, and child pornography. Double curses on those who are perpetrators in these things, those who profit from these things. Double curses on the perverts who create the demand of which other perverts provide the supply. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America, mostly children, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Yesterday, I got some serious pushback from some of y'all in Knicks Nation about trading RJ Barrett. Listen here, I told you very plainly. Some of you trying to trade RJ Barrett. What is it y'all think? This is a Knicks channel. I'm not the GM of the Knicks. I don't make decisions as to who gets traded and who doesn't. Most of the time, I do predict what they're going to do because I have a good feel for what they're trying to do. Sometimes it doesn't agree with what I want. Y'all need to differentiate that versus what is going to happen. So what I did is I have 3 articles because I told you there's only 3 media guys I trust, really. And some of y'all have your favorites and you say this one's good, this one's good. Too many of them put out too much BS for me to believe anymore. I'm too old for it now. Maybe I'm cynical, but I'm too old for it now. Half, truth and half lies. But Ian Begley, Shams, and Adrian Wojnarowski, when they come out with something, it's usually legit. In my view. And so I put out an article with quotations from each of them. There's 3 different articles, each one quotations. And this is what they all had in common. A year ago, a little less than a year ago, 10 months ago, the New York Knicks were engaged with the Utah Jazz to trade for Donovan Mitchell. The New York Knicks were offering RJ Barrett 2 unprotected number 1 picks and a protected number 1 pick. They also were going to put Obi Toppin in the deal. Okay? But the Jazz insisted. Let me say this again. You could read the article. 3 of them. The Jazz insisted on Quentin Grimes. And the Knicks insisted on no. Okay, let me say that again. Because some of y'all, I've been telling y'all, Grimes is more important to the Knicks and should be, in my view, more important than RJ Barrett. But some of y'all ain't feeling that. But read the article. Okay, read the 3 of them here. The Knicks were willing to offer RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin with 3 number 1 picks, 2 unprotected. The Jazz would have taken that if they'd have switched out Obi and put in Grimes. The Knicks said no. The Don walked away from the deal because he wasn't trading Grimes. He wasn't trading Grimes. Grimes is more valuable to the Knicks than RJ Barrett. 2 precedents here we need. That's number 1. Grimes is more valuable and he should be. He's not only an all-NBA level defender in the making, which you're probably going to see this coming season, but he's got 50, 40, 90 written all over. Okay, he really does. He just needs more touches. That's all he needs. You give this young man 15 touches a game and let him start like he's doing now, you're going to get 50, 40, 90 from him, and you're already getting high-level defense. I saw a poll yesterday somebody put out where they asked who's the better defender, Josh Hart or Quentin Grimes, and they voted for Josh Hart. Like, did you see the playoffs? Did you see how he was getting done up by Jimmy Butler? How Jimmy Butler was salivate pretty much when he saw Josh Hart on him? I'm not saying Josh Hart's a bad defender, but he ain't Quentin Grimes. Get over that. Okay? He's not. So Q-Dog is more important to the Knicks, number 1. Number 2, What y'all think? If they offered RJ Barrett last year, why y'all think they're going to all of a sudden change this year? Again, I believe in RJ. I learned to keep RJ. But I'm being real with y'all. I ain't trying to trade RJ as some of you knuckleheads come out here saying, but I'm telling you. Listen. Julius Randle, for all his faults, and I don't like him either, but he's all NBA. That means he's one of the top 15 players in basketball. I can justify a Kristaps Porzingis trade for him. I could justify a Siakam trade for him. I could justify a Grant trade for him. But let's be real about it. I don't think that Don wants to try to justify that to Mr. Dolan. Now, Mr. Dolan has left everything in the Don's hands for sure. But you best believe every move is stamped with approval from Dolan. And he don't mind doing it because obviously Don doing a great job. This is critical year right here. See, the year before this past one, year 2 of the rebuild, I was watching Memphis, and some of y'all may recall, I said at the time that the Knicks the next year, which is last year, were going to be what Memphis was in the playoffs. And some of y'all left, you ain't got Ja, and start tripping because you don't know what you're talking about. But look what happened. That's what they were. Okay? Now I'm telling you, this is year 4. It's time for ECF contention right now. Okay? It's time. They just took Miami 6 games in round 2. 2 games from going to the Eastern Conference Final. It's the next step time now. It's that time. Okay? So what do you need to get to the next step? Yes, they're going to keep most of the players. They need to. And I told you yesterday, aside from Fournier and Rose, which are, just forget them, but you got 4 guys. 2 of the 4 are going to be gone. That is either RJ or Julius and either Obi or IQ. 2 of those 4 are going to be gone. Okay? And the Knicks are going to get what they can for those 2 that they trade. And they're going to keep everybody else. Now, I mentioned they may add Hartenstein. If they sign KP, Hartenstein's going out because Mitch Rob comes back to Mobb Deep. And some of y'all still don't get it. Mitch Rob has said, they asked him, what would you think about playing the second unit? I'd love it, he said. You know why he'd love it? Look who he'd be running with and how the ball moves when the second unit is out there. Okay? And how they all give their all on defense. Yes, he'd like to run with them. He already got his money. Then he'd be less apt to get hurt at all. And the Knicks would be that much better because that bench would be strong. It'd be problems, okay? So, yeah, that would be a thing. But back to the point for today. They dangled RJ last year. They had no problem trading him. They will have no problem doing it this year. Last year, Donovan Mitchell wanted to come to New York. And the Knicks were trying to make it happen, but they couldn't get the price. I'm glad it didn't happen. Like I said, I don't think it's a good match. But first of all, let's start where we left off. Donovan Mitchell, I was looking at a Cleveland station yesterday, a Cleveland sports station, and they were saying they were upset because Donovan Mitchell is still talking about the Knicks. This was yesterday. Now, I didn't put that in there. Y'all got to find that for yourself. But the Cleveland station was saying that. So you still have Mitchell interested in coming to New York. Okay, he's got 2 more years left on his deal before he can do anything without, the team. But I don't know. But there's that. Okay, you still got KP that's available and is interested in coming to New York. You still got unrestricted free agent Grant who's available. You still got Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby who were dangled this past season by Masai Ujiri in trade talks. Okay, and we don't know what the Nets are going to do. If I'm the Nets, I'm building around Cam Johnson and the younger players that they have, the young center they have, Cam Johnson also, and Mikal Bridges. I'm building around them. Okay, but they could use a point guard. And the Knicks could use Mikal Bridges. And I'm telling you, even though I would do that, everybody has a price. The Nets gave away a lot of their draft capital in getting James Harden, in getting Kevin Durant, getting Kyrie Irving. They gave some draft capital up, okay? And they got Ben Simmons and all that. So to offer them two unprotected, the same deal you offer Utah, you offer them two unprotected, one protected pick, and maybe RJ. I'm not saying they take that, but that's a fair trade for Mikal Bridges. And a Mikal Bridges puts the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. See, last year there was Donovan Mitchell, and that's what the focus was on. This year, you got Donovan Mitchell, KP, Grant, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Siakam, and others. You have at least that you can go after this year legitimately. You got the capital, you got the players, you got the youth, you got now the culture. There's a number of ways to get this done. It's starting to look, though, to me, I mean, with regard to Obi and IQ, I would say they would probably try to keep IQ. And if I'm IQ, see, this is what they do. They're probably offering between 80 and 90 million, which is a lot of money, right? So they're offering 4 years, let's say 85 million, right? IQ, like you or me, would want to take that money, right? But at the same time, IQ, you tell me, but he's of the character type that would say, I'm gonna bet on myself, and I'm gonna go restricted free agent next year and let y'all try to match that and see if I can get a starter position. He might do something crazy like that, or it'd be easy if he signed the deal this year and we got him, right? So then there's Obi. So if you move Obi, let's say you combine Obi and RJ for a group of assets, two assets. Whichever of all the players I just named, 5 or 6 players I just named, let's say you're getting 2 of those, right? 1 or 2 of those. So if you did that, okay, so now you need a 4. You need a legit backup for Obi's a starter that's being robbed playing behind Julius Randle. But if they're committing to Randle, which honestly, it looks like to me they are. If they're committing to Randle, then you need a backup 4, okay? There's a lot of 4s. If that's not like, to me, of Obi's talent that you could get. Even like free agent forwards, that you could get if you want to look. I'm just gonna look a quick gander and look at free agents, and I'm gonna look at power forwards, and I'm gonna look at, let's say, unrestricted, free agents available. Okay, let's put that. I'm looking at Spotrac. So you got of available power forwards. Aside from the first 3 that come up is Draymond Green, Jeremy Grant, and Kristaps Porzingis. Then you got Harrison Barnes. You got P.J. Washington, Grant Williams. These are backup guys. Jalen McDaniels from Philly. You got a lot of guys that you can get as backups. We're not looking for a starter now. We're looking for a backup. And you got a lot of guys. Even you got younger guys like Darius Baisley. You got him out there. I mean, these are all unrestricted free agents. You got Markieff Morris. You got a lot of guys that are available, okay, that you can pick up for the mid-level exception. You could get, in there. Or if you wanted to clear some serious room for a guy like a Harrison Barnes, you probably have to pay him $20 million. But you can make that happen, okay? So there's backup guys. So you'd have to get a backup for Obi. Once if you traded Obi. But my point today is, don't think the Knicks will hesitate in trading RJ Barrett. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, I'm always trying to tell you the truth. Y'all just won't receive it, some of y'all. But the Knicks are more apt to trade RJ and Obi than they are to trade Grimes and Randle. They're more apt to do that. Okay, they favor Grimes and Randle. Now, for the obvious reasons I mentioned already in terms of the future of Grimes. Grimes is just past his second year. He's already better than RJ Barrett. He's better than RJ Barrett right now in all facets of the basketball game. He can play defense better. He can shoot better. He can go off the dribble better. He can finish better. He's a better foul shooter. He's a better three-point shooter. I mean, he's just a better ball player right now. And he's only in his second year, okay? They need to include this brother in some more. They need to expand him, get him some more shots. I think they will. I think they're going to do that next year. So that's obvious reason they would rather keep Grimes. And as far as Julius, I mean, we know his attitude is bad. We know he's mercurial. He can come and go depending on the game within the game, right? We know that. But can't take away the fact that he's 2 times All-NBA, 2 times All-Star in the last 3 seasons. You can't take that away from him. He's a top 15 NBA player by vote. Okay? When you're a third team All NBA, that means you're a top 15 NBA player that year. Okay? So regardless of his mental condition, which we all question, I'm telling you right now, at the price you got him at, which is the right price. I'm not saying all the people thinking he was going to ever get $200 million a trip, and nobody was going to pay him that. But at the right price, at 100-something million you got him at, that's a steal, really. It's not, so the Knicks are not into giving away steals. Like, you're talking about Mitchell Robinson, a steal at $60 million, a steal. They're not giving that away. Deuce McBride, $1.9 million, they're not giving that away. Okay, you got Quentin Grimes, who I feel is a future All-Star, on a rookie deal. They're not giving that away. Okay, and now you're talking about Julius Randle, two-time All-NBA, and you got him on a $100 million deal when people are about to be getting $200 and $300 million next year. So they're not. The Don is cheap. He's not giving that away. So if he can turn RJ and maybe Obi into that piece that gets you to the next level, he's going to do it. Okay? He's going to do whatever combination needs to happen, whether it's iHeart goes out, whether he stays, whether Obi goes out with RJ. I'm telling you, two guys from the rotation are being moved. And the Knicks will have no problem moving RJ. They don't, I'm trying to tell y'all. If I was kind of heartbroken last summer, actually. I was butthurt last summer when I kept hearing his name come up. I just didn't even want to listen to it. But now that the smoke has cleared and we look back, like I said, I looked at the articles, it's very plain. They were going to trade RJ last year. They signed him to that deal because that deal is movable. Okay? Compared to, you got to look forward in this scenario. You're talking about, let's say, John Morant or Tyrese Halliburton, or Pat Williams from Chicago. All of those guys are going to make more than RJ. Okay? And some of them are going to make like $200 million, $240 million. So you got RJ at a very good slot that you can trade as a young up-and-coming prospect. He's just not ready to help the Knicks go to the ECF this year. 2 years from now? Yes, he will. But right now, no. And you're talking about year 4. You got to make a move now. While you got the money, you got the assets and the players that want to come to New York. And you don't have to pay no Kevin Durant style superstar. You don't need Luka Doncic. You don't need Kyrie Irving. None of them you need. What you need is a high-level wing. And everybody we talking about could play that role except KP, who could play the 4 or the 5. And he's a high-level 4 and 5. Okay? Somebody said he'd just be the 4th center. Anyway, you got all of that out there right now. Okay? And then you got Donovan Mitchell if they were still interested in him. See, if they got Donovan Mitchell, I don't like it because it'd be dynamic offensively. No doubt. Donovan Mitchell and Brunson would be like Garland and Donovan Mitchell. But you have Quentin Grimes playing the Okoro role. What I would rather, and I think at the end of the day, I think the Knicks would rather. What I would rather is have 2 high-level defenders on the wing to try to cover up Jalen Brunson. So you got one in Grimes, you need another one. Okay. And so if you went and got a Jeremy Grant, if you went and got a Harrison Barnes, if you went and, those type of guys can play that wing role at a higher level right now than RJ can. And of course, don't even talk about Mikal Bridges. You know what I'm saying? So if you get a high level wing in that spot right now, that changes your whole team. Just that one move. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all hurt. I hear you. I'm not downing y'all for being mean. Some of y'all said, no way we trading RJ. I wouldn't say no way. Look at the articles. They offered him up last year. And the only reason he's still a Knick is because Utah insisted on Quentin Grimes. In other words, if Utah didn't insist on Quentin Grimes, RJ would be in Utah right now. Think about that. Okay, if Utah, it was the picks were done, 3 picks. RJ was done. They was insisting on Quentin Grimes, and that squashed the deal. The Don said no. Okay, think about that, y'all. The Don said no, not Quentin, not Q Dog, no. I'm backing up. Nope. Which tells us again another thing. Don ain't getting taken. He's not getting taken, y'all. We got our own beside Ujiri, Danny Ainge style dude right now. He's not getting taken. All right, this is what I like. We got a dude that ain't getting done. He might do somebody else. I mean, look, he traded Mook for what became Emmanuel Quickly. See? That's what I'm talking about. He traded down, got additional picks, and still got Quentin Grimes. He got Deuce McBride in the second round. He got Jericho Sims at pick 58. Who some of y'all talking about is better than Mitch Rob. But the point is, he could play. Okay? The Don ain't getting taken. I'm very excited to know that he's a good hit. I'm just hurt that I'm feeling very strongly RJ's the odd man out here. When you look at just in the last 12 months, RJ's the odd man out. They're willing to trade RJ. And there's enough talent out there to upgrade so that you are ready for ECF time this coming season. Okay? I'm sorry, y'all, but it is what it is, okay? I'm trying to be real with y'all. I know y'all don't like it. I don't like it either. But I'm also, it's bittersweet. I don't want to see RJ traded, even though I feel strongly. I'm really feeling strongly like he probably will be. Much as we want to see Julius gone, they're not going to trade him. And then you're going to see your team in the Eastern Conference Finals. 50-plus wins. Can you imagine that, Knicks Nation? Now, they'd be 50-plus wins with RJ, but I'm saying they'll be even better. Probably 2 or 3 games better and probably winning the second round without RJ. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I just wanted to lay that on y'all today. I'm sorry it hurt some feelings. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to be real because this is the colors that matter most. Yeah. I think they're going to trade RJ, and I wouldn't be surprised if they traded Obi. Even though they should, I would love for them to keep Obi too because, you know, like I said, IQ wants to start, but I can hear them keeping IQ because obviously he's a scorer off the bench. He's going to be better. Some of y'all remember, some of y'all have a habit of taking a 20-something-year-old player and making him what you last saw him play badly, that's what he is. And that's not what he is. IQ's going to be better, and he's going to be better next year. Definitely, I can guarantee you that. Okay, so was Obi. But don't look at last year and say, well, they stunk in the playoffs last year. That's stupid. They're going to be better. These are kids, okay? But I can see them in because, you know, he might just take the 90 million, 85 million they offer him. He might take it, but he might just say, I'll bet on myself and wait till next year. He could do that too. So we'll see what happens. So I feel though one of them, Obi or IQ, is going to be gone this year to add that asset with RJ to create what we're talking about here. Your Siakams, your OG Ananobis, your KPs, your Mikal Bridges, your Jeremy Grants, your Harrison Barnes. You're going to see some movement this summer because this is summer to do it. And no, I'm not interested in Draymond Green, but this is the summer to do it. Okay. Okay. Anyway, you all enjoy your Tuesday. So.